Hi, Nick.
Hello, Adam.
Dude, you got your glasses on today.
I do, yeah, I do.
You look so smart.
Thank you. It's all about the appearance, so as long as I look smart.
Are those real?
It is.
Oh, okay.
It is.
Just wanted to make sure.
I'm not that material.
Yeah, right. I was at one point. I wore fake glasses all the time, and then my wife said, "Oh, you should probably go to the eye doctor, just have them checked anyway."
Yeah.
And the doctor's like, "Oh, we could totally help you." And the first time I got glasses, I went out in the grass, and I was like, "I can see every individual blade."
Yeah.
It's amazing. On today's show, sponsored by Thrivent Student Resources, we're going to talk about some creative ways to pay for college.
Yeah.
What do you know about the cost of college?
Very expensive. And I do know that the cost of education inflation rate is 5 to 6%.
Yeah,
That's pretty crazy.
it is crazy.
Yeah, because if you look at the rule of 72, and this, we touched on this episode, or the rule of 72 in the past, in 12 years, the cost of education would double.
Yeah.
So I always, in my presentations, I always joke that, I'm an aspiring stay-at-home dad.
Yeah.
And I circle back to that joke because when I get to cost of education, Santa Clara was, when I was attending, $200,000 all in for 4 years.
Right.
So in 12 years, it's going to be $400,000.
$400,000.
And that's when I say, yeah, my kids are being homeschooled. That's why
Yeah.
I'm a stay-at-home dad.
There you go.
So yeah, what I do know about cost of tuition and college education is very expensive.
It's really forced a lot of people to get creative about how they pay for school.
Yep.
And so one of the things we wanted to highlight on the Mastery Podcast today was some of the resources that are out there to help you pay for school, as well as the resources that ThriventStudentResources.com offers to students and families who are trying to navigate this kind of perilous path to pay for school. Say that 5 times fast.
Yeah.
Fast.
That's awesome.
Say it 5 times fast.
Okay.
So there's a lot of different ways, creative ways to pay for school. We're going to go through a few of those. One of my favorites, as I started doing research on this topic, is there are some firms out there that will actually pay your way through school. They will pay for you to go to school. And one of those in particular is Starbucks, believe it or not. When Starbucks, Howard Schultz partnered up with the president and CEO of Arizona State University, probably the chancellor of ASU, and said, hey, we'd like to offer all of our employees, all of our part-time or full-time employees, the chance to go to college, either start a degree or finish a degree. And when they started this program, it was either the first 2 or the last 2 years would be paid for if you were at least a 50% time employee, so 20 hours a week. Yeah.
He's the man.
He is the man.
I mean, helping with college and healthcare.
Healthcare.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's amazing.
Yeah, he's got it going on.
Okay.
So consider Starbucks, but if you do a Google search for companies that will help pay for college, there's probably 15 or 20 now that are offering some level of tuition assistance or replacement. So lots of different ways to do that. What's another one?
Another one that I actually did when I was a senior in college was being an RA, or a resident assistant. For me, it was able to shave off 14 to 15 grand because it covered room and board.
Yeah.
So that was definitely a big help.
Did you like babysitting freshmen?
Oh, it was so much fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. They loved me.
I'm sure.
Yeah, that was a really, really good way. And another way was also, so that's one form of like work study. So, when I was a freshman, I was very good at math. And so I was actually tutoring some seniors too. Dude, that was fun as a freshman. I think it was like $10 an hour.
Yeah.
And it actually went, it was not taxed, and it went straight to the student loans.
Oh, tuition.
Yeah, so there's some benefit in working an on-campus job.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And you probably got some protection from those seniors, right? As
100%.
freshmen, not getting beat up and stuff.
Yeah.
Not that you would, of course. There's some other ways that you might take a look at. One is CLEPing out of classes. So if you hear anyone talk about taking a CLEP test, it is CLEP. It's the college level entry placement. But it allows you to basically CLEP out of tests. Means that if you took 4 years of French in high school and you decided to take a French CLEP test, you might get 3 credit hours because you've already learned enough French to CLEP out of that class. Typically the CLEP tests cost a certain amount. I think it's $80 or $100 per class, but it could save you, $1,200 to $5,000 for those 3 credit hours, on a college campus.
Gotcha.
What is it?
I'm looking it up.
It's crazy they don't even have it on there. So we have CLEP tests, and then we have some other opportunities such as, and this is one that's really being done quite a bit, with students who are looking at going on to a four-year school, but maybe aren't really sure where they want to go or what they want to do. They'll spend the first 2 years at a community college and take their general education requirements, get some of the classes out of the way, and then move on to a higher level, 4-year degree or a private school, saving them 2 years worth of state or private school tuition, and oftentimes being able to live at home for the first 2 years. Right, so that alone could be a $20,000 or $40,000. Private school could be $50,000 to $60,000, $100,000 savings, right?
Yeah. And looking back, that's actually something that I should have done, and definitely would have been willing to do.
Yeah.
I was definitely when I was a high school senior and junior looking at colleges. What definitely got in my mind was like it does not look good to go to a community college, and there was talking about glasses, actually that's really funny, in retrospect, being able to do that would have saved me a ton of money, and it would have allowed me to knock out all of the general education courses for a fraction of the price.
So one of the other ways, and this is one that I was actually introduced to working at a community college with a friend of mine who's the provost of the school. He had invited in the Army to participate in a couple of activities they were doing at the community college level. And I got to be really close friends with the lieutenant colonel, who said, listen, that people think of the Army as boots on the ground, but the Army needs, they need logistics people, they need barbers, they need HR folks, they need graphic design,
Intel.
Yeah, right? Like all sorts of different jobs that are available in the military. And he said, this is one of the greatest ways to get your college career paid for, as well as start getting experience that could be translated out into the real world, in the marketplace. So make sure, if you are considering how do I pay for school, checking out the GI Bill and seeing if that is something that might interest you as well. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yes. Now, we would be remiss if we did not mention a couple of the resources that ThrivenStudentResources.com has on their site. Namely, and this is a big one, the scholarship process today is often overlooked by students for a couple reasons. Do you know what the two main reasons that students don't apply for scholarships?
One of them is probably laziness.
Yeah, apathy.
Yeah. Okay. And also maybe they don't think that there is money.
Okay, yeah, that could be one of them. Sort of that, like it's futile maybe to try, right? The other one is ignorance. They don't even know where to look or how to get going on the process. So ThrivenStudentResources.com has a scholarship search engine, which will tell you very specifically how to go out and find these scholarships in a variety of different industries and topics, and whatever your characteristics are as a person. There are scholarships out there for left-handed people, for green-eyed people, for people whose parents are EMT or police officers or firefighters. So there's so many scholarships out there that go unclaimed every year, and the scholarship search engine on ThrivenStudentResources.com is a great place for you to start. Furthermore, they have a new kind of it's a really cool concept. It's called GradPath, and GradPath allows you to actually crowdfund your college tuition. So if you're getting to a point where instead of taking out that $300-400 book loan, you need to raise some quick funds, you go into GradPath, send out an email or social media message to your friends and family. They can go in and help contribute to cover that cost. So it's kind of a unique way of paying for school, very creative way using crowdfunding.
It's an awesome platform.
So let's do some challenge here.
So the challenge is to go to ThrivenStudentResources.com, sign up for an account so that way you have access to all the different resources and tools that are available, and really go into the scholarship search. So whether you're a parent, you are a high school student, or you are in college, look to see what scholarships are available to you that you can apply for, and generate some cash to be able to pay for your tuition. And then also check out GradPath. It is the whole conversation around crowdfunding is definitely becoming more mainstream. And to be able to really include your environment and the people that are important to you to support your education is something that's really, really cool.
It is. That portal is great for students and families who are just sort of beginning the college process all the way through graduation. So those who have already graduated and are now paying off debt, there are so many great resources on the site for you as well. Check it out, thriventstudentresources.com. Thank you for helping us get the Mastery Podcast out to the masses and for what you're doing online for students. Cool. Tomorrow, what's up?
Tomorrow we're talking about a very exciting and maybe controversial topic.
Oh, do tell.
Bitcoin.
Oh, tune in for Bitcoin. I gotta share with you how much Bitcoin I bought the other day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we'll talk about that tomorrow.
Oh,
see you.
cliffhanger.
Cliffhanger.